And a lot of people claim they don't dream, and that's baloney. They do. What we're trying to do is to consciously dream here, and the difference between what most people do and what we're talking about here can be so ridiculously so extreme that you couldn't possibly believe what I'm saying. And I've talked about how to awaken your dreams before, but you know that this is one talk on dreaming, so I'm going to repeat what I've said. Now, the way that I got into conscious dreaming was I kept an alarm clock next to my bed, not an alarm clock, but it was actually an egg timer. And when that egg timer went off every hour, I wrote down my dreams. You can do it any way you want, but there's some way you have to learn to wake up. Otherwise, you're not going to get it. And when you're first starting out that this is really important. Once you get further along, as I'll talk about, it becomes much less important in terms of the overall effects in how you're working with God, because that's what you're doing. So I'm saying that if you keep doing this, waking yourself up, 3 days, 4 days, something like that, interestingly, you won't lose any sleep, because when you wake up and write them down, you apparently don't go lose your REM setup. I don't know why. When I did this many years ago, and I've done it several times since, because it's a good exercise. But when I did it, I slept. I felt well rested the next day, even though I woke up 8-10 times in a night. It still worked just fine. And I'm telling you that it's going to do that for you. I'm not any different than you are in this way. Dreams are certainly somewhat mathematical in that they occur on the same levels for everybody. There are only so many levels, in this case 4, 5, in before you get to the fifth plane. Now the first level is, of course, the physical level, the one we're on, and we daydream, and daydreams are just fine. We use them you can use them to help realize things about your work, or solve problems in your everyday life. You can go into a dream state, which is really what I call spiritual exercise in a way, because what you're doing is you're putting your attention on something, even if you don't do it with a directed way, and you're lightly allowing spirit to come in and show you the way, which that's always what happens. You can do it in a more directed way, or you can just do it by daydreaming. It doesn't really matter. It all works the same in the end. So let's say you do this for a week, 3 days, whatever. You're going to get to a place where you're going to get to at least the subconscious level, which is, so there are I just got through saying the physical plane, and this which would be the first plane, and then the astral worlds, where people often have nightmares. Things can go wrong here if you don't have a spiritual guide to help you go across. But I did it on my own, and you can too, It's just you have to have a lot of faith that somebody is helping you. You know, somebody with a lot more experience spiritually is helping you, and they will come to you. They will help you. But you can't remember your dreams unless you are dreaming on two levels at once. Now, I've talked about this again too. We have all these virtual bodies. Second body being astral, then third body being causal, the fourth body being mental, and the highest part of the mental plane being the subconscious, and then we go on to the fifth plane, which is pure spiritual. So when you get to the fifth plane, and you're looking back, if you don't open up the fourth mental body, you're not going to remember your dreams either. It doesn't really matter so much then. But what spurred me to talk about this today was my dreams last night. And in that dream, I was dreaming on a super high level, probably 8th or 9th plane. And as I transcended from that plane, I came across an animal that I found interesting. And when you go to the other worlds and you start dreaming on, and say, other planets or other star systems, you get to see these really strange animals going on. And I came across this one, and I think it was feeding on another animal, but it looked up at me, and I just thought, wow, cool, you know. But as soon as I came into the mental level, and that's a transition kind of, I put my attention on the mental level, let's put it that way, because I wouldn't remember any of it if I didn't have a body in the mental level all along. And I don't remember what happened on the 8th plane before I put my attention on the mental level too. But I clearly saw when it happened. And this animal looked up at me, and I just thought, cool. But as soon as I got into the mental plane, more into the mental plane, it scared me. It scared me a little bit. So what I'm trying to do here is explain to you that these things occur on different planes, and no matter where you are spiritually, you're gonna have capabilities on all of them to some degree. Just because you're not a fifth initiate doesn't mean that you can't dream on the fifth plane to some degree, and you can be totally in God. We're not so special because we've done all this spiritual work that we can't, that you can't do what I'm talking about. The best idea is to have somebody that's got a lot of experience in what I'm talking about, guiding you on the inner. So, I'm dreaming on the astral plane, which is a pretty scary place sometimes, and also and I've got a foot in the mental plane. I can remember my dreams, and they would be, for a lot of people here, nightmares. Now, nightmares are really scary things for a lot of people, and if you have another foot in the physical level to some degree, you'll be sleepwalking and screaming and carrying on around your house. And what I'm saying is, you got 1, 2, and 4 working for you. If you took away 4, you wouldn't remember anything about it, but you would be walking around the house in 1 and 2. And again, the astral world is probably the most fearful place you could be, because there's all kinds of things going on there that we never encounter here. And the causal plane is a really interesting place because we learn there things about, we could learn about what Tesla was doing in 1901 and actually visit his laboratory and see the work. This is all that past information is stored there, and it's incredible stuff. I haven't spent a lot of time there myself, but I do spend time there, and that's how come I know what I know about some of these things. It's not something I put all my attention on for sure anymore, especially. So dreaming on the high levels, once you get to a certain point spiritually, and you are say a fifth initiate or higher, you don't necessarily remember anything that happened. I've visited people in pure light body, and they told me about seeing me, and they said you were a brilliant force there, and you came to me and said things to me, and maybe in one particular instance, I had several people with me. And this guy says, "Yeah, you were full light body. It was great. Appeared to me a couple nights ago, but I didn't remember any of it because I didn't have a foot in the mental plane at all. I was working on pure spiritual level. So that's the story today."